welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 96, part 2. Part 2.
Part 2. Part 2.
Yeah, text messages.
For December 8th, 2013, my name's Tony. I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Mark and Jason. Howdy.
Stuff and things.
I reset your NES.
Oh, don't touch it.
You turned it on. You didn't reset it.
It's power.
No, that was already in.
Oh, okay.
I reset it.
This, of course, is part 2. In the event you have yet to do so, please do pause the video and click out or check it out after the video. It really doesn't make a difference with part 1, where we cover this week's news as well as answer the viewers' burning questions. Wow, I am stuttering.
Unprofessional.
Really unprofessional. But this, of course, part 2, where we cover Tony's Name of the Week.
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Nobody
I do.
knows.
I just woke up. I woke up sleeping on the couch with the dog.
Video Game Awards.
No. Oh.
Not ours. There's the
It's
people
not
who
called-
don't matter as
It's
much
not
as
called the Video
awards.
Game Awards.
I know. It's called the VGXs.
But nobody knows what the X means.
That's why I just called it the Video Game
Experience.
Awards. Possibly.
Excellence.
So, that happened
Extravaganza.
yesterday. Pretty much the biggest thing that happened, so why not make it the topic of the week this week? I know we handcuffed Mark with some of the news that popped out of it, but we'll get to that shortly. So,
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, it's been like 2 hours since we recorded part 1, but whatever. You didn't give a date for Walking Dead.
'Cause I couldn't.
It's not. That wasn't announced last night.
I was giving him all of it, so
Just saying.
don't worry about it.
anything that was at the VGX,
Walking Dead wasn't.
well, that's up to Mark the Shark with news.
I gave him everything.
December 17th, Walking Dead, Season
Alright,
2,
he's taking
Episode
away
1.
from you.
That's fine. So...
Because he actually wanted to jump into everything Telltale announced this week. We were talking about in the car, so that's why I gave it to him. Ruined.
Fuck you guys.
Ruined.
You didn't even
Spoilers.
bring me a
Spoilers.
fucking burger from Red Robin.
Do they give you tickets? It would taste
No,
like...
they don't actually. The one we were at does not start their takeout service until actually this upcoming week. I called, and I was...
You could have just ordered a fucking another sandwich and put it in your pocket.
Jason,
Some fries in one. They're endless. Why not?
here's some lint and the
Takes
burger.
off his hat. He's got a fucking plethora of fries. Anyway, sorry.
That's quite alright, sir.
I'm just getting hungry, that's all.
So,
No kidding.
yeah, I am too. So the VGXs, they got some not so stellar feedback from
They never do.
from the community, which is weird. I don't know. What do you think about it, sir?
It's a lot of the time it turns into a popularity contest, it seems, but
Just the show in general is weird to me because, like you were saying, it never gets a good response after it's done. Yet, all the gamers tune in to watch it every year just to...
it's the only thing that's ever televised, though, for the most part.
Yeah, except for E3 lately.
Yeah.
I know you were not an adapter, but G4 used to do their own video game award show, which was good. I liked theirs.
Well, this is a transformation of Spikes. Apparently what they were trying to do is X out all the BS because they heard all the gamers bitching about how awful it is.
Yeah, because it
But
was
it was-
glorified fucking music video awards. It's
Yep.
just a bunch of stars shilling their bullshit.
Yeah, but it was still worth tuning into because there's always a couple world premieres, like there was last night, which
Yeah,
we'll get
that's
to
the only reason I
later.
turn in.
Which is why they suck everybody to tune in to watch the world premieres, but like everybody bitches it's like forced jokes and like, you know, all this other crap and I don't know.
It's kind of like the Ubisoft press conferences at
Yeah,
E3.
yeah, with Aisha Tyler, who's
Aisha
normally
Tyler.
hilarious.
But
Yeah, she's
then we-
great on, was that,
Archer.
Whose Lines It Anyway? And
Yeah.
Archer, yeah.
And then they like script her these terrible lines to spew out
Yeah.
at E3, and it's awful.
I mean, I've been watching the VGA / VGXs for years,
This is
and
VGA.
it's just, I mean, it's always been a pain in the ass. And I'm not gonna jump ahead, but this one was especially awkward.
Yeah.
Very awkward.
I just don't understand why. I mean, it's like too TV-ified. It's like
Especially since
it's like know your demographic.
Especially since this year, they didn't broadcast it on Spike.
Yeah.
So they could have played up to that crowd. The one thing I did like is there was quite a few F-bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm alright with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Uncensored. It's fine by me, especially for award show. That's one plus that I'll give them is that.
It just seems weird. It's like know your audience. Know that like we don't want that crap. It's the same thing. It's the same awkwardness that I get at E3 when I watch those things. Because E3 is like explosion. It's like great. It's like bam, big news, bam, big news. But then there's like those 10-minute intervals in between all these huge new trailers and game announcements and all this exciting stuff where it's just like this weird person awkwardly on stage trying to make jokes. It's
at least at E3. 99% of the time, it's a game developer or somebody working on the game making the half-assed poor jokes, not some paid fucking
celebrity who probably doesn't
who doesn't who asks Tim Schafer, "Are you high?" That happened yesterday. Tim Schafer, like, who's usually a very funny guy, just kind of like, "Fuck is wrong with you?" Kind of.
Who asked him if he was high?
That fucking there was two hosts.
Yeah,
there was Jeff Keighley and then that other douchebag.
Joe McGill.
Yeah, that douchebag.
He's usually hysterical.
Well, you know what? He was out of his element.
Yeah.
Clearly. He turned to Tim Schafer and goes, "Are you high?" Like, trying to be funny. And Tim Schafer's like, "No." It's just, it felt
There was
flat.
a few moments like that.
Yeah, another one he asked...
Just to clarify, this went on while I was at work.
Yeah.
So I Googled it on the internet when I get home, and I got home at like 5 or 6 in the morning. So then I'm like, oh, I watched a replay. So I'm like, doing one of these, like zoning in and out. So some of the stuff I watched it, but
I missed like the first 20 minutes of it because I was trying to find it on the TV, and then couldn't find it on TV. So then I jumped on my phone and I'm like, oh, okay, it's on Xbox One. Well, where's it at on my Xbox One? It said it was going to be on Hulu. Couldn't find it on Hulu. Ended up on Twitch. Twitch stream kept dying. So
yeah.
That was my... But the one thing that I missed is Randy Pitchford and the guy from Telltale were sitting there. And this douchebag, who you said is usually hilarious, goes, "Oh, well, will your game be available on the Atari 2600? Like, it's not even funny.
just bad jokes.
Not even funny. Missed cues and, like, reading... He's trying to read the script and he's just like, "I give up." He said that. I give up. It's horrible. It's horrible.
He knows he's not coming back.
I don't
next year.
like Jeff Keighley at all.
What does he do? I know the name, but I
game trailers, TV, and stuff. He's just he's like an Adam Sessler.
He's like the closest thing to like a figurehead of the industry that we have.
Yeah,
Adam Sessler is like one of my.
But he's still just.
He's like still my highest marks of any.
Realistically, he's just a presenter.
Okay.
He reviews games. He talks about them. He's the guy who holds a mic in front of people. Same kind of concept. Okay. Jeff Keighley is like the pure video game version of the Nerdist, if anything. I can't stand the guy, and he just looked so defeated standing there, just like sad.
He's the one behind it all. That's his show.
Game Trailers TV is the VGAs. Normally, he's the backstage interviewer for past years.
Yeah, this was his show,
and he knew it was bad.
Yeah,
and 3 fucking hours. 3 hours
of something that could probably have been condensed into an hour.
Hour and a half.
I'd give it 2.
2, sure, but 3 fucking hours of like awkwardness.
That's what I mean. You're filling it up at 3 hours.
Speaking of awkward, let's hop into
It's probably my favorite.
I got it. Because I think I'm the only one that dislikes this guy, but everybody else seems to love him. The Reggie pause, which just made me smile with happiness because
you don't like Reggie?
No, I'm the only one that doesn't.
I think Reggie looks weird.
I think he's terrible.
I
think he's terrible for Nintendo.
I'm just curious. I don't know what he is.
He's a pedophile.
But I meant like
the guy looks like a pedophile.
Like you said, look wise, and I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm not trying to. I don't know what ethnicity he is at all or anything. He's just weird looking.
He's weird.
He is. He is very weird looking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reggie, if you're listening.
No, I'm not sorry at all. I hate you.
No, I'm
I hate your face.
The way
Sucking Reggie.
after
I don't care that much.
Reggie called me to tell me that my Wii was available for pickup at midnight from GameStop.
But he didn't. It was a one recording. For
That's
all.
fine, but it was nobody else had done it ever.
One call.
It was never done any other time other than Reggie, so that was cool. I
So
didn't get fucking Bill Gates telling me my Xbox One is ready.
Because he's too busy fucking pissing on $100 bills.
No, he's not. He's giving away his money in fucking Zimbabwe and shit.
So what'd you think about the... Go ahead, Mark.
That interview was the most awkward thing ever, because...
He yelled at Jeff Keighley.
Yes, essentially, he's just like...
Isn't it enough for you, Jeff?
Yeah, and he did it twice. He did it twice, too. He asked him one time, and he's like, well, we did this already. We announced Donkey Kong. What else more do you need? And it's just like, dude, it's like a video game award show. Like, this is like, unveil night of, any little thing you have. And he was
It's like a baby E3.
He was so defensive about it, because I don't think they have anything to show anymore.
They don't.
They've blown their
Which
load.
I mean, is fine. If they don't have something to show, it's
Yeah, you
fine.
don't need something to show 12 months out of the year, but to come out and just yell at the host
But I
for
think-
asking for it. Why don't
Obviously,
you pull in Nintendo? Don't show up.
obviously, these things are scripted, generally speaking.
That wasn't scripted.
I think Keighley went off the script when he's like, "What about Metroid?" Just fucking with them.
Probably.
Because I mean, obviously, Jeff Keighley has interviewed these people before. He's been around them before. I'm wondering if there's some bad blood there between them. Because I mean, he's like,
He probably gave him a
snapped on
bad
him.
review.
He's like, "Oh, fuck you, Keighley!" Just walked off.
It was awkward. It looked like a WWE backstage
Right?
interview.
Like they were cutting fucking promos on each other and shit. What you gonna do, brother? About the Metroid?
Like, did he even have to show up at that point? Like, he could have been like, all right, here's our Donkey, have Nintendo rep come out, here's Donkey Kong. Why did you have to show up and just say no, I don't have anything else for you. Get the fuck out.
Granted, I mean, Donkey Kong, and I mean, I know they did it early enough in the show and everything, which is fine. Donkey Kong by itself does look kind of cool. It's kind of, it sucks that Cranky got leaked early.
Which is its own thing, but let's go ahead and talk about it now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eat your faces.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about it. That's fine.
mean, that was part of it.
Yeah,
so
we'll talk
Is
about
that it got leaked early that he was a special playable character in the leftover levels
But
of Donkey
I
Kong.
believe he's angry.
Let us
Andy
not
inspired.
forget. Let's not forget that
Cranky's been around
Nintendo
for years.
Trying to make
promised
him angry to Cranky.
No.
Nintendo promised that there'd be a huge reveal at the VGAs.
Did they?
Donkey Kong.
That was their huge
last
reveal.
place
Something
series.
that was already leaked
No, last
a week
place.
before that.
Alright, I owe Pikmin 2, so yeah, obviously.
Donkey
One of the
Kong's
Lord series.
realistically, Donkey Kong's it's one of the better platformers that they have. And
Donkey Kong Country is one of the best platformers ever made.
Cranky is the original Donkey from Donkey Kong, and then Donkey Kong Jr. is current Donkey Kong.
Okay.
If I got
No. Cranky is the one that Mario beats the shit out of.
Yes, in the original.
In the arcade cabinet.
Yes, and
That's
then
Cranky.
Junior.
No, Donkey Kong is his son. Then Diddy
Did it.
is Donkey Kong's kid.
Yeah.
And it's actually
But-
3 generations.
Yeah,
of,
exactly. But do you remember Donkey Kong 2? It was Junior that had to go save the dad out of the cage.
yeah.
Junior is Donkey Kong now with the tie. That's him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Junior grew up to be Donkey Kong.
The one that you like electrocute and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario's barbaric.
Well, because you're Mario in the first one, and then in 2 you're Junior. He's climbing up the vines and shit. That's
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
the original Donkey Kong is now Cranky Kong.
I never really did the platforming Donkey Kongs. I fucking loved Diddy Kong Racing. I almost thought it was
You're
better.
missing out, man. Country on the
Donkey Kong
SNES.
Country is one of the best platformers ever.
Mhm.
That takes a lot
I
for me to
Diddy
say
Kong.
because I hold Mario on such a high pedestal.
Yeah, but
And
it's
Donkey
just
Kong
really-
Country is one of the best platformers ever made.
I completely agree. And to give credit where credit is due is the DS and the Wii versions of the game are phenomenal too. I didn't care for 2 and 3 on the SNES.
I personally just die. I when I do play Donkey Kong, I do pick them up every so often. I just die.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool, but it was another like Nintendo falling
We
flat.
should have you do it not without my bill. God, Donkey Kong Country.
No, that was a banana.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, to hype it up as being a huge reveal, it would have made more sense if they would have revealed a very special character in Smash Brothers rather than Cranky Kong in a platforming.
It just seems to me like with Cranky, I don't know, man. That could have, like, Nintendo's been doing these directs bi-monthly lately. Like this.
Well, they just announced Majora as a support character for Smash Brothers.
Yeah, if they would have just throw this in at the top of a Nintendo Direct, I don't even think it'd be the biggest story at the Nintendo Direct, which are usually pretty dry and boring. Yeah. And nothing really happens
that
because
dude's standing behind
they're
that
coming out,
plain wall with the Japanese.
Iwata, yeah. And they're just kind of fucking slow and dry and boring, and not too much news happens because they're releasing them so often lately. But I don't even think this would have been the biggest story at one of those, let alone like, oh, we got a big reveal for the VGA.
Well, if they didn't do Donkey Kong, what else do you think they would have actually been able to unveil?
They could have.
Why not announce a game that's coming out in 2015? Get people hyped.
They could have. All they had to do.
Why are you holding like
realistically? Show the fucking Legend of Zelda Shield and say 2015. Boom, done.
That's it.
Done.
That was all they had to do.
Okay.
Like.
No, I mean that's a little far fetched.
Why are they holding everything so close to their chest? Like the Wii U's drowning. Like, give something for people. Get the internet pumped. Yeah. This is your last chance to fucking. Yeah.
You know they could have shown. Yep. Even if the game's just been started, if they're working on a Metro.
Do what Uncharted just did.
Oh, exactly. Show Samus powering up her gun. Show the logo. Show 2015. Done. 10 fucking seconds. Doesn't even have to be video game footage. You've won the internet for that night. For the fuck, that's it.
And Nintendo fans finally have something to defend themselves about on the internet.
They could announce Halo 5 at the VGX, and Metroid would get more coverage because it's Metroid. Yeah. Okay, that's all they need to do. Show the fucking logo. Show a
tiny teaser. I agree. They missed the golden opportunity, but.
Cranky Kong on his own, being a playable character in the new Donkey Kong game.
Not even getting a new game.
Yeah.
He's just a playable character.
Thumbs up. I approve. Being the big reveal at VGX?
Not so much.
No.
Because you wouldn't consider it their A series and put it in more like the B level, I guess. It's still a good game, but it doesn't get the
Mario,
numbers.
Zelda, Donkey Kong, Pikmin, then for me, like Metroid and so on and so forth, filter kind of down. But yeah, it's a solid B+ franchise.
All right. How about the Alan Wake developer announcing an iOS game called Agents of, I can't read my own handwriting, Storm, I believe?
Agents of Storm.
I did not see that. That might have been a part when my feed cut out.
Personally, because I missed a lot of this, I didn't even look it up afterwards. iOS game, I don't know what you can really do with it.
I only mentioned it because it was the Alan Wake guys. Remedy, I think is what they're called.
Remedy. Remedy's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's why I brought them up, because they make cool stuff.
I love them. They're one of my favorite
developers. Me too. I was like, oh, great, an iOS game.
There's a handful that have depth and like replayability and like actual real games. I'm not even talking like Angry Birds and Plants vs. Zombies. Something like Infinity Blade.
Yeah. Something that changes up what normal gaming usually is.
Exactly. So I mean, I might have to look into it to see. Obviously, I'm an iOS user, so anything that's made by a well-established, well-developed studio.
Yeah, Remedy's got a pedigree by it.
I'll look into. I'll at least give it a shot. I'm not an Alan Wake fan, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll have something cool where I fucking move around and it's shadows and the flashlight. I mean, who knows? It's all a gimmick. It really is. But
they call them mechanics.
But I mean,
Quantum Break looks cool. I think I'm the only one that thinks so. Huh?
Quantum Break looks cool.
I'm the only one that thinks so.
I think so too. I like how.
Are we jumping into that game now?
We're not, because they didn't really. Well, that's later.
There was a
They
video.
showed gameplay.
It's later.
There's gameplay and everything.
It's not fucking gameplay.
No, they have like the actual on-screen HUD and like the crosshair and everything on.
We'll get to it later.
It's coming up later. I got games. Games have their own section.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't see that. I'll look into it since Brian's not here, but I'm like the resident iOS guy. Then I guess I'll keep everybody posted on that.
Definitely.
Then the next one I wanted to talk to about was the one that Jason was like taking pictures of himself beating off to. It was crazy.
I turned off
the
Messenger. For
Joe Danger guys. The developers have
Yeah.
announced No Man's Sky.
This was the big, out of all the reveals that they did, this is the one that has generated the most buzz and looks fucking phenomenal. And I'm not a sci-fi fan. I'm not. I mean, they're cool. I'll play them. This game looked really fucking cool.
I gotta be honest, I have no idea what's going on because it starts off and you like a shark and you come out of the water and then all of a sudden you're flying a spaceship and you're blowing up planets and I'm like, I had no idea what was happening.
It reminded me just from that trailer that they showed, like the first thing that I saw when you're underwater and shit. I'm like, it's like Spore, because
A little bit.
just like, and then you're in space and everything.
To me, it looked like they were showcasing evolution.
That's why I felt like it was like Spore.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this game is. But
Me neither. I have no idea.
And
That's the
I
thing
know
with me. I
it's
don't know what they're
open
showing.
world that you can travel from different planets. You can explore the entire planet, and then go to different galaxies and stuff. That's all I really know. I just know that is the only thing that they showed that really got me excited. From like a studio that made a decent platformer, nothing great. I mean,
Joe Danger was cool.
yeah, it's no Explosion Man or Meat Boy.
Yeah,
It's
no Trials.
cool.
It's no
No trials whatsoever.
It's no Uncharted 2.
It was quirky. It was cool. Complete 180 from what they've done in the past. Looks really cool.
It's no Mario Party.
Worst in the franchise.
Honestly, I thought it was...
A little ode to last week.
I thought it was interesting. I don't know, again, like you were saying, it's something different, and mostly trailers don't get to me. I was like, all right, cool. It's gameplay that actually does it for me, and I want to see the point
Gets
of
the
it.
old Mark
For me,
Nichols
and
hard.
I'm not
Yeah.
jumping ahead, but the two big games that are being anticipated this coming year is Destiny and Titanfall, and I'm not going to talk about...
Definitely.
They look overhyped to me. I don't have any interest in either of those at all. Me personally.
Okay.
I know they're going to... Those two will be Game of the Year contenders a year from now. Guarantee it.
Yeah, they're going to sell gangbusters.
Just off my radar completely. And I can't really give you a reason why. Destiny looks like a weird Halo to me. And
That's like a Halo Borderlands.
I'm more excited about Destiny than
and,
Titanfall.
I am too.
And Titanfall, I'm not a mech guy. I don't want to play Call of Duty mechs. That's just, I'm sure there's more. That's just my initial reaction to it.
I'm
But
personally
this game,
halfway between that and the Division, though. That and Destiny.
This
Both
game
the same.
looks unique. And even though those other two games look unique, they still look like something else to me. This game looks like it can stand on its own.
Destiny looks like Halo minus Master Chief. Let's be honest, but that's what's got me stoked.
It's
more
like Halo
It's
mixed
sweet.
with like some Star Wars characters.
Well,
And
that
Mass
was
Effect.
that's actually the last huge announcement I had before we go into like specific groups. Is that Titanfall showed off the new trailer, showed off the new mech, and they announced the beta.
2 trailers.
They did.
Titanfall had 2.
Well, sure.
They revealed 2 mechs.
So I think this is a wonderful decision on behalf of Respawn Entertainment
Yes.
and Activision. Who's making it?
EA.
Yeah.
That they're thinking about doing the beta because I don't understand why big multiplayer games don't always have a beta. It's like nobody learns their fucking lesson, and they just are like, "Oh, we got this. We don't need a beta. We don't want to show anything off." And then the
We'll
game
launch
comes
day
out.
one. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
bro.
game comes out and everything's fucking broken, and they're finally like, and every game that comes out with a beta fixes not everything, but a lot of the problems.
EA with their shooters have for the past 2-3 years have been pretty good with giving betas.
Mhm.
Call
Well,
of
that's
Duty,
usually, that's usually on DICE, though.
Yeah,
They're
But DICE they're one of the best multiplayer developers out there. So
but
they
just generally
know.
speaking, I mean, DICE makes their shooters. Now we have Respawn. That's kind of how it's been. But Battlefield 2 had one. The Medal of Honor shitty game had one.
Warfighter.
And Battlefield 3 had one.
Mhm.
So I mean, yeah.
Also, EA announces their beta almost a year in advance sometimes, which is kind of stupid. Again, we had...
Well, they
They're-
put those little inserts.
They're not even fucking betas anymore. They're glorified demos to stress test the fucking servers. Whereas a beta should come out like 2 or 3 months before the game goes gold, so there's time to adjust. these betas are coming out like 2 weeks before the game launches. It's like you can't
That's not enough time to bug
You
fix.
can't make any significant changes. It's just to stress test the servers.
That's why I think the last beta that I played was Gears 3 because that was like 6 months.
That's how you do a beta.
They're like, hey guys, we're pushing the game back from
Because now it's like, oh shit,
to September, but we're going to give you the beta.
It's like, oh look, here's the laundry list of problems we found running this beta for 2 weeks. Now we have 6 months to fix it.
Yeah.
That's a beta.
Yeah.
That also means you're well ahead of your development cycle, though, too.
Yeah. And who does that nowadays?
Not many.
Aside from that, okay, we got Nintendo's big surprise.
Rebel Division.
Look at that. New trailers. Witcher 3.
Halfway cut out. Saw half of
it looks cool.
No, I didn't see
don't
Witcher.
like-
I saw Thief.
We'll work that
Witcher.
out.
I'm just saying Witcher cut out for me.
Yeah. I didn't play Witcher 1, didn't play Witcher 2. Doesn't look like something that interests me at all. And the 2 trailers I've seen, the reveal trailer and the new one, I'm pretty stoked.
You do know they outsource their trailers, though, right?
No.
Okay, they outsource for their trailers.
Okay, because that shit looks...
I think it's the same company, though, and they make fucking awesome trailers.
That shit looks bad fucking
Yeah.
ass, dude.
I personally didn't play 1. 2, actually, I really enjoy the combat on it, but it's so freaking big. I'm just like, dude, there's no way I'm ever gonna see
Is it like a Skyrim?
But in third person.
Yeah, kind of like mixed with that and kind of like a...
Skyrim, you can put third person.
Yeah.
kind of like that and like a Dragon Age, because you also have like the dialogue options and everything like that. I know you can like pre-load your spells and stuff like that.
It's a big ass open world fucking RPG,
It'll probably
fucking
be a pass for
collector, fucking.
The 2 is a lot to jump into if you have other things to play, just like Skyrim.
It's a big time.
It's a
suck.
huge time sink, and this one's gonna be way worse than that. They've already said.
Yeah, it'll probably be a pass for me.
Okay. Then we got the new Titanfall trailer. I know you don't really care, right?
I personally think that thing's shaping up to be a pretty cool looking game.
I'm remotely interested in it. Like I said, I'm
positive on that.
I'm way more interested in Destiny, to tell you the truth. I'd like to see what Bungie's been up to. It's been a while since I played one of their games, and this thing's got a lot of hype behind it. I'm pretty stoked.
I also like the gameplay it's going to give you, though, for Destiny.
Titanfall looks cool. That parkour aspect and the mechs and...
Yeah.
I'm like, the 2 guys behind this are the real deal. These are the guys who made Call of Duty 4. Like, these are the guys. You know what I mean? They're the guys that last...
Well, is it West?
It's West and Zampella.
No.
Well, no, one dude had to leave for family shit.
Yeah, I forget which, but either way.
But he was there up until like 2 months ago
Yeah.
doing everything. Like, the game's pretty much ready. You know what I mean? It's like
I mean, yeah,
lighting
the
and
initial,
stuff
the initial
now.
concept
Yeah.
is there. It's just fine tuning everything.
yeah.
So
So
again,
I mean, but
weirder things have happened for me. I may pick it. You never know.
To me,
look at prime example was GTA. I didn't pick up GTA until the day of.
yeah.
Didn't have it reserved. Just like fuck it, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
That could happen with this again.
I mean, these guys were the ones who brought on the renaissance, the revamping. Like, they did essentially, like, the 2 big steps forward in first-person shooting was from id Software back in the fucking 80s or 90s or whatever. And then nothing significant happened until West and Zampella came around. And they leapt the industry forward, and they've been on hiatus for 4 or 5 years. And this is supposed to be the game that's going to be the next big step. Like, I'm stoked. I want to see what they did. Even if I don't like it, I just want to see... Because everybody's going to copy these guys. Whatever they do, the next iterations of everything, you'll be able to trace it back to Titanfall, like you can right now trace everything back to Modern Warfare
They
1.
are the trendsetters.
Yeah. And I want to see the new trends. That's what I'm more excited about than the actual game or the actual multiplayer or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, then we got Destiny, of course.
Woohoo! I'm just looking forward to doing, kind of an MMO first-person shooter co-op.
Looting. There's looting.
There's looting. There's a ton of guns. It's Borderlands mixed with Halo mixed
Probably looks
with
way better than
and
Borderlands.
looks like Mass Effect. So it's got a lot of good things going for it, in my opinion. And eventually they're gonna do space combat, I think. So that might be cool too.
I just want to see what Bungie's like now that they're let off the leash. I mean, they were so roped into Halo for so long, and all the Halo games are great, and I'm glad that they put up with that for 10, 11 years or whatever. But, I mean, now they were able to do whatever the fuck they wanted, and this is it. I'm stoked.
Boss fights, world events.
I mean,
random
again,
crap.
for me, that's another one. I may not. I'm just, right now, No, you know.
It's gonna help a lot if you have a few people with you too.
Yeah. Nobody plays games with me anymore.
First access to content.
It's Destiny, dude. It's a Halo.
Exclusive
guys.
content.
It's Xbox.
Exclusive content is all a bunch of bullshit.
I know. It's my only selling point. Damn it.
You're gonna get a fucking character that can wear a red skin
that I'm
as
never
opposed to a
utilize.
blue. Yeah.
Okay. Then we got the Division.
Yay! All right.
That's not a fucking trailer.
That was a tech demo.
Exactly. It wasn't a fucking trailer.
Okay, so I graduated
That lighting
game
was
design
ridiculous.
thing. That's the one thing. That tech demo was fucking sick with the the shaders on that's unheard of.
That's
for anything
how
you can do this generation.
uninterested these companies are in supporting the VGXs or whatever. That they didn't even show you fucking anything. Lighting is relevant. Yes, I'm not.
It's really impressive.
But they didn't show you a single fucking screen of gameplay.
They did that already. Months ago.
At all.
They didn't need to do that.
At all.
So they did it.
Worse than the franchise.
Did it.
That's my point. Is like they don't care. They're like, we're just gonna show you this. It's a fucking video that they've had for a while. That's nothing new. I mean, it's new for us to see, but that's an in-house fucking video that they were showing everybody else to go, look what we can do now. That's all that was.
That's showing off next-gen tech. You couldn't do any of that.
That's not a world premiere trailer.
Well, I'm more or less hoping that
it was an engine trailer.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is I more or less hope the engine that they're showcasing, which is called Snowflake, is open, like fucking Epic's Unreal. or Dice's Frostbite, where other people could utilize it if they want and incorporate it into their games. Because some of the stuff that engine looks like it can do is phenomenal. And I'm not specifically excited for what the Tom Clancy franchise is going to do with it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Tom Clancy.
I'm more curious when someone else gets their hands on that engine, what they'll do.
Sorry, Tom. It's okay. If you look at Destiny and Division side by side, it's actually the same thing. Massive, open world. It's got PvP combat. It's got you can quest on yourself. One's modern day, one's futuristic. It's going to be kind of a taste. I kind of want to try it just for the fact that I think their engine at this point looks a little bit more impressive, because all that shit's new. So, we'll see. Depends on when it comes out, I guess. I'll probably pick it up, though.
All right.
Guns.
What about
Kill Tony?
What about one of my most anticipated games of 2014? Thief.
Look cool.
No one cares? Oh, this shit looks great. This and The Order are like the two games I'm fucking so pumped about, dude. I wish The Order showed some
Yeah, I wish they would show. That's one thing I need gameplay of.
This looks like a good version of Dishonored. Because I didn't like Dishonored. I borrowed it from Mark. I played it for 10 minutes. I'm like, this game's not for me.
Yeah, that's what Dishonored was, a kind of a copy of their gameplay. That's the thing. Thief, 2002 or 3 was the last one, I think. So, I mean, they were just kind of taking what they did back then, and then they made Dishonored.
And this is a reboot. It's not like a sequel or anything, so you don't have to worry if you've never hopped into the Thief series before. And I don't know, this shit looks sick, dude. The combat looks cool. The stealth aspects look cool. The visuals look amazing. I like that dark jewelry, like
medieval.
Yeah, like a few 100-year-old kind of representation. I don't know. It's shit. I'm pumped, man. And this thing's coming out soon. This is 2 months away, 3 months away. This isn't even we gotta wait so long for this.
This is something I'm still gonna look into because me, I like stealth, but for some reason Thief never jumped out.
I'm not a big stealth person.
And it's a game that's not for everybody. So it's one of those things where the actual gameplay hasn't seen. Again, so when those videos are coming out, I was playing Dishonored at the time. So everything Thief was showing, I was like, man, Dishonored just did it. I just played that.
Did it.
So maybe in 2-3 more months more, maybe I want to revisit that because
when you have nothing else to play on your system.
Yeah, essentially, I'm waiting for Infamous. That's my next buy. Infamous is my next guaranteed buy. So if I know
maybe I'll get Thief and we'll do a little switcheroo, a little flippy floppy.
It'll never happen.
Right.
Jason gives no fucks.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, it looked okay. Again, the stealth.
Yeah, the stealth. It's like I said, not for everybody.
Not really my style, which is weird because I love Batman.
Yeah.
They need some stealth.
Next one.
It's good stuff though. I love it.
Tomb Raider. but the old one.
The definitive.
But the new one. But the old one, but new.
It's definitively the next edition.
You're
walking out on your own topic?
I'm buying this.
Are you?
Yeah. I did pass on Tomb Raider this past year.
I did too.
I don't have anything negative to say about Tomb Raider. I thought the game looked cool. Just not something that I was at the end of my console life cycle that I was interested in.
That's what mine
Now jump forward to current day when my new system is lacking content. This is definitely something that's on my radar. And even though Tony's like, well, I'll just let you borrow Tomb Raider. And I'm like, well, I get it. But see, the thing is I want something to play on my new system.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it on my old system. I want to play on my shiny new toy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they're taking advantage of us by charging us $60 again and giving us all the DLC. But the game will look even better than what it already has.
Yeah. What I think is best about this is actually the release date, which is the 28th of January, I believe.
Yeah.
It fills up that January block real nicely.
Yeah, everyone who bought it in that first 3-month block, or 2-month block, I guess, will have basically been bored of everything they have, and they're looking for something, and that's the only confirmed thing in January, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want one thing to play that month, and you're not interested in Thief in February, you have Tomb Raider to fill up the next 2 months. I mean, you're not going to play multiplayer.
But Zombies coming out in February.
Yeah, but, so you're just going to kind of have to
Definitive
fill
edition.
in.
Worse than the franchise.
No. Angel of Death.
Yeah. Underworld was
Wow, see that? Look at that.
Underworld was pretty
Pull
bad
that out of my ass.
too. Underworld was pretty bad too.
Legend.
Anniversary was good.
But yeah, I'll pick it up, and then, you know, for all the shit that Tony's giving me that I'm spending $60 on a year-old game, then he's going to turn around and borrow it
Probably.
to play it again.
I want to see what it's like.
So Wii U
It's
this.
essentially the PC version, just now it's on the Xbox. Like, I don't think they did much. Like, the PC version looked better when the 360 one came out. And I think,
Yeah, I remember, well, the
think
only reason I
I mean,
laughed is
if
the
you want my-
PC one with the hair that
Yeah.
fucked up people's PCs for a
If you
while.
want my honest
Weird.
opinion, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is obviously no surprise to anyone. This game has been in the development for a year. They wanted to put it out on next-gen consoles. I just think they couldn't push it back a full year to do it.
they need their money back.
Exactly. So they had to make a little money to be able to push out this version. So I think this version was probably, when they sat down to develop the new Tomb Raider, was on the boards to do anyways.
I'm also interested to see if there's any other company who's actually who's doing the same thing.
Yeah, fucking GTA! Come on, Rockstar!
We know
We'll
you have
pay
the money.
again! Him and
Yeah,
I,
probably.
$60
Probably.
again. Don't bullshit me. You'll pay it again to play it on next gen.
Maybe.
No,
Just
you won't.
release the online.
You're
for
just
free.
waiting to buy. You just said you'd buy it on PC though. That's paying
No,
for
I don't need
again.
it anymore. I don't need it anymore.
You would.
Maybe.
You would. Don't lie.
This is money that I'm just.
Exactly. Making it rain. Making it fucking rain. GTA. Do it. Buy it.
All right, I kind of wanted to close out
Well,
on
there's another
what
announcement.
What was that?
Telltale.
No, I know that's the thing I want to close out on.
No, you have to
listen
close
when
out,
I
you have to
talk.
close out on that shitty band. We didn't talk about that.
I didn't even want to bring it up. It was
Oh
so
no, we're
awful.
bringing that up. All right, so check this out. Okay, because I watched it. I did.
It just kept going.
Yeah, they did.
I stopped. I just
They
I'm
did
like,
20
forget this.
minutes of musicians from Grand Theft Auto. No musicians that you've ever heard of. So I mean, generally speaking, GTA, I listen to West Coast Customs because it's got the classic '90s rap music in it. It's just kind of what I like when I play a GTA game. So you got Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, so on and so
I'm all
forth.
about the talk radio.
These guys,
I am too.
I've heard their songs in the game, didn't know what the fuck they looked like. They were also kind of like co-hosts throughout the show.
Mhm.
And the one guy's like, I like cheese. Honest to God, this man said, I like cheese on the air. It's just fucking stupid, dumb people. And like, okay, it was cool.
That's why it didn't make it on the air.
It was on the air.
Was it on TV?
Huh?
They're saying it wasn't
Oh,
on
no,
TV.
no, no. On
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
But like the
The
concept was
B
cool
actors.
because they did music, like the orchestral score from the game,
Yeah.
and then they had the guys do their songs over it. It just seemed very disorganized and very disheveled. Again, uncensored. So if you listen to rap music, you already know what I'm talking about.
Something about the booty.
It was a decent concept, but if it was at the end of 3 hours,
Yeah.
when I was already beaten down, just like, this is fucking dumb.
Please end.
You know, realistically,
I know you like cheese.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't let
We
these
got
guys,
it, man. You like cheese.
if they didn't let these guys talk before they performed,
It would have been different.
It would have been different. But I mean, they'd cut to them every like 5 minutes, and these guys are standing in the crowd just talking about stupid shit. One guy's got fucking tags hanging off of his clothes.
Did he really?
Yeah. The other
He's
guy's
gonna
got
return it right after.
The other guy's got like a Walmart sticker for $59.99 on his leg. They're not even talking about having their music included in the game. They're talking about stupid, irrelevant shit.
They actually
that's
have
not
tags
relevant
on.
to fucking
Nobody
video
told
games.
them, really?
I think it was a fashion statement. I don't know. They
It's
look
like when
stupid.
they leave the stickers on the caps.
You know.
That is stupid if
It wasn't horrible, but it definitely could have been done better. And I think that's like the overall theme of the fucking show.
I just think they're gonna return the pants and the shirt when the show's over.
I don't even know the name of the guys. It's like
I
the
can't
Looney
spend
Bunch
the
or some
$60
shit they're
bucks.
called. The Looney Boys. I don't fucking know. Never heard of you.
That's funny. Funny
All right,
material.
Couldn't afford fucking Snoop, really? The guy's cheap. You give him fucking weed and he'll come out. He was in fucking Old School.
Yeah.
All right. I did want to close on Telltale because I think that will go on a while.
Took kind of one.
Just some of the bigger ones. There was like 30 awards given out. Some of the biggest ones.
Oh yeah, it was an award show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna list these off. We're not really. We could talk about it afterwards if you guys want.
No, I don't want to talk about their award show.
Yeah,
We'll wait for our discussion. for
So,
ours.
character of the year, they gave it to the Lutece twins from BioShock. Studio of the year, they gave it to Naughty Dog. Handheld of the year, they gave it to Zelda. PlayStation Game of the Year, Last of Us. Xbox Game of the Year, Brothers: A Tale of, or
Tale of Two Sons.
whatever the fuck it's called.
Which is a multi-platform game.
Nintendo, they gave it
This
to
will be really good though.
Mario 3D World. The best PC game, they gave it to Gone Home, and they gave Game of the Year to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Sir, before you jump ahead, I just realized that you didn't have. This is not Telltale related, but there was the
Go ahead.
Dying Light. They did a thing for
Yeah, the
Light.
Dying Light thing. That's
They
the
did a live
Dead
demo.
Island.
I don't know, it might have been one of those times when I was kind of like doing one of these.
Do you have any interest in this game?
I don't actually. After playing Dead Island, it's actually making me care less about it.
I thought it looked cool until I found out that Deep Silver was the company making it, which is the guys who do Dead Island, and then I was kind of like,
Okay. Here's what I saw. It's Dead Island visuals, obviously ramped up and a little bit more polished, with a little bit of Mirror's Edge thrown in there because there's parkour elements and climbing and hopping around shit. But then it takes this weird Dead Rising turn, and what I mean by that is in Dead Rising, you can jump on zombies' heads to travel. You can do that in this game. And the dude's got a sledgehammer. And he's whacking at him, and it looks like Dead Island. And then he does a power move, and he spins in a circle. But it's first person. So you just see the fucking handle, you see the sledgehammer head, and then you see blur. It's like, I would never do that in the game because it's going to disorient you where you're at.
Yeah.
It's stupid. No.
They're
They're like, look at how many zombies are on the
Not
screen. There's
interested.
like 15. It's like, have you not seen Dead Rising? There's like fucking 1,000 in one area.
Dead Rising I think is almost too much, but yeah.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, I've seen like the pictures of just like
Seeing
I watched people play.
is
Yeah,
nothing
I
like
watched the creatures.
experiencing it.
I did.
When you're
I'm
in
sorry,
the
it's
fucking
everything
car
I do.
and you're plowing into the fucking
stop.
horde of them,
Yeah.
and the car stops, and you're like, oh fuck.
I think that's hilarious.
Anyways, I just wanted to make sure that we got that in there because
Did I miss anything else besides
not that I can
obvious?
think of.
All right,
Reggie yelled at Ed.
Yeah.
Huh?
What we started
That's like
with.
Reggie yelled at. This
Yeah.
guy.
The last thing that I kind of wanted to close us up on was my personal biggest interest of the show, which is the combined aspects of the Telltale announcing. They, of course...
Won last year.
They won
Game of the
Year last year.
VGA was Walking Dead.
They have built up such a rapport with the industry as a whole that they can essentially pick what they want to do now. between their last few games. They've just been rising and rising and rising. So
poking around the inventory.
They got
the last one.
They got to take on 2 projects, one of which makes a lot of sense to me, one of which makes 0 sense to me. But that's okay. I trust Telltale to do their thing. Of course, they announced a collaboration with Gearbox Software to produce a Telltale version of Borderlands.
Tales of the Borderlands.
Which is the one that does not make sense to me, but we'll break it down shortly. And they also announced a partnership with HBO to bring out Game of Thrones.
Which we announced last week. My news story.
Suck it, Mark. Which to me makes an awful lot of sense. And they did clear it up because me and Jason weren't sure which route they were taking. I guess they're going the HBO TV series route. So, what do we think? What do we think, sirs?
I'm buying both.
I'm not into Game of Thrones. Not anything against the series. I just haven't given it the time that it deserves yet. Same thing with like Breaking Bad and half the fucking great shows out there. Yeah. I usually just kind of focus on one or two for a while. But the concept will be cool. Maybe that's what will pull me into the show. Who knows?
Game of Thrones is weird because it takes an episode or two to adjust to what the directors for the first episode, like it's cool and there's a lot of action, but you really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't care for the first episode.
And then you start
about 2 or 3 episodes.
Then you start getting sucked in, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Episode 1, at my girlfriend's house. We're all Walking Dead fans and everything like that, so we're like, all right, we're gonna get into this. I've heard great things. We sit down to watch it. Her parents are on one couch, we're on the other, and then there's like a fucking 10-minute slow motion sex scene, and it's just awkwardness in the room because
there's a lot
her
of that.
parents and us, and we're sitting there, we're just like, that's weird.
Yeah,
like right out the fucking.
Yeah, you can be
gate.
Comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah,
you definitely want to watch those solo or with a buddy or a girlfriend, and that's about it. You don't want parental units around.
It was. I mean, and they're cool people. Don't get me wrong. I know her dad listens to the show. It just felt really weird, and I'm sure they felt the same way too. Just like it's fucking weird because it was like fucking 5 minutes of like slow motion, just like banging. Like I wish we had it on fucking DVR. Just speed it up. Get done with it. But I definitely think this is a huge win for Telltale. Right now, and I mean, we've discussed before about their shortcomings as far as their software side goes, but when it comes to intellectual properties and staying true to those properties, I think they do a really great job.
Yeah, kind of building off that. This is why I'm going to focus on Borderlands first.
I'm sorry.
This is why. No, I'm saying me personally.
Okay.
We could talk Telltale any way you guys want to talk about it. I'm going to focus on Borderlands first. To me, Telltale, like Jason was saying, they have huge shortcomings that just big glaring flaws in the way that they design their games. Just weird frame rate issues, weird saving issues. People constantly have problems with everything that they release. But the big draw that makes you overlook all of their shortcomings is the story. That is the absolute best part that Telltale does. They do such amazing storylines that you're just like, I could forgive this awful looking game and these crappy things and this thing glitching and this doing that and whatever and all these other fucking problems. And it's the story. Then you go into a game world with arguably the worst story of the last 5 years in the Borderlands franchise. Borderlands the complete opposite. It has nothing to do with story. It's all about fun and gameplay and looting and screwing around with your friends on co-op. There's not a tremendous amount of like anything going on in that world where Telltale's going to go and put. I just like. I don't see this being very interesting.
Here's where I'm going to jump in and tag up on what you're saying. Borderlands 1 absolutely had no fucking clue what was going on. Mm-hmm. Borderlands 2 tried to develop a narrative with Handsome Jack. They did okay. But when you think about the individual characters that you encounter, the individual pieces are good. You have Claptrap, you've got fucking
Claptrap's Moxie, hysterical,
you've got Moxie, so on and so forth, but you just don't have a backstory to
tie it all in.
Okay? Again, they tried a little bit with Handsome Jack. It was all right. I don't even think you got through the full thing. Did you end up finishing it? Okay. Yeah. So there's a premise there. I just don't think that Gearbox knows what to do with it and how to develop it. So I think by handing it off to a studio that is known for their storytelling and going, here's our pieces, make them play.
fit.
Yeah, and letting them take the Borderlands humor and their story elements, that'll make you care about a lot of these characters. Like, realistically, no spoilers, it's been out for over a year. Who the fuck cared when what's his name got shot by Handsome Jack?
Oh, was it Roland?
Roland?
Yeah.
When Roland died?
I played as Roland the entire first game, and the second when that happened, I was like, ugh.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
And that was supposed to be the turning point for
the big game. Dramatic fucking...
And it wasn't. Okay, but now take what Telltale has done in Walking Dead, or even 400 Days, and make you care about characters that an hour ago you didn't. I think that there's a lot of potential to flesh out Borderlands, the universe, and really develop something there that'll then carry over into other games. I do know that they've announced that the Vault Hunters will appear in the game, and that wannabe Vault Hunters
are the premise.
Yeah, are the premise. So it sounds kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's going to seem like almost like what they did with Walking Dead. The main characters will make little cameos. You'll interact with like Moxie or Claptrap or whatever, but you're really going to develop the character on your own.
I just think it was a mistake. I'm gonna buy this because I buy everything Telltale makes now. I bought The Wolf Among Us on a fucking just on faith alone because I had no idea what any of that was about.
I might download that tonight.
It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. The thing is, like with Borderlands and Game of Thrones, I already know what to expect, so I'm really excited about those. Wolf Among Us, I never even heard of it, and I still bought it because of how much I trust Telltale. So I'm gonna get these games. It's just Telltale has, over the course of the last year, built such a reputation that they could have went and handpicked. They could have went and did this with BioShock. They could have went and did this with like anything that has a great story already. Or I doubt Sony would have released Last of Us, but something like that.
But that's
and built upon it. And they went with like a mind-blowingly...
Still a very popular game, though.
Well,
Borderlands is awesome.
Yeah.
I just like...
I get what you... But from a developer aspect for them, maybe it's a challenge to draw out the story. Maybe it's rewarding for them to go, okay, we've got this, like we said, and we've all agreed, great characters, but no story. Maybe this is like, okay, we have the pieces, we'll make it work for you guys. And I know Telltale... What they really want to get back to, when they did an interview a couple weeks or a month ago or whatever, they want to get back to Star Wars. That's their like dream thing is Star Wars. Which, if they keep going the route that they're going, they'll be able to do really soon. Yeah. But for me, I'm looking at it as like this game's going to be a fucking challenge. It's going to be awesome to play through to see what they were able to pull out of nothing, essentially.
I'm actually in complete agreement with you about Borderlands. I think it's a great challenge for them going with a story or a series that doesn't have much of a story. Strong characters, though. I think they can. If anybody would do it correctly, I think they can do it.
I mean, they did a phenomenal fucking job with Walking Dead. But Walking Dead, I mean, they went a completely different direction than what they could have. But Walking Dead has a great story. Back to the Future has a great story. Easy. You know what I mean? It's
Jurassic Park had a cool story.
Exactly. It's just taking the pieces and adding elements. This is something, in my opinion, completely different from them.
No, with one thing is with Game of Thrones, I actually have a bit more of a... Because they announced it's going to be is it following direct scenes from the show?
They just said that it is based on the HBO show.
Okay. I think they're going to do much like they did with Jurassic Park and Walking Dead, where you might see a quick cameo from one of the characters you recognize.
I would assume so.
But essentially, it's going to be a group of people who are living alongside the universe that you already know.
Okay.
And you may occasionally intertwine with them, but they're not going to want to mess with what HBO has with that core cast of characters. And
you're not going to want to replay what you did in the show either.
Exactly. So I think it's got to run alongside what they're doing with the show. So...
Would be a tie-in. Does that mean they would have to start off at the beginning of the show, like season 1? Because they're already on.
I think they probably would, just because
to give themselves the opportunity to do a season 2.
And to build upon it, and then they can do other things in between. Because what
I'd love to see them.
Game of Thrones is going into season 3.
4.
Is it 4 already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see them be able to do longer than 5 episodes as well.
I don't know. That's kind of their thing, though.
It is kind of their thing, but with certain things, each episode's so good. I mean, sometimes you just don't want them to stop.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the appeal to it, though. That's that's the best part. For me, the best part is like, especially releasing it episodically. It's like I can't wait to get my hands.
I fucking hate it, dude. I hate it so much. Like, I got into Walking Dead a little late. I think.
Yeah, I did too. So I got to play through like 4 episodes right away.
I think 3 had just come out.
Yeah.
So I took my time with 1 and 2 and 3. I played them over the course of a month, and by that time 4 was out, and I only had to deal with that thing once, waiting for 5. Like, oh, where is it? And the day it came out, I downloaded it and beat it all within like a couple hours.
I mean, I had.
You're going insane over Wolf Among Us.
Now
really. He's like, it's been 3 months.
I'm nuts, dude. I'm not. I can't wait to see what the fuck happens.
It's been what, 1 month, I believe.
I
knew it wasn't. 3,
I keep exaggerating. I'm like that old grandpa. Like, you'll talk to me next Sunday. I'll be like, it's been 8 months. Where is episode 2? I can't wait. It's stupid. I wish I actually don't download it. Wait till there's 3 or 4
like
episodes.
a week away.
Because that's gonna be the best part.
So stupid.
I can go play Wolf Among Us this week.
It's so stupid.
Next week I can play Walking Dead. Okay. Then I only got like 2 weeks to wait for Wolf Among Us 2. You see how that's gonna work out? It'll be good. Good.
It's so dumb. Where the fuck is Wolf Among Us?
And then there's the appeal of
4 months.
Game of Thrones is gonna be plugged in.
It's been 6 years.
All right, now it's not Kevin Smith making a comic book now. Inside joke.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Takes a long time.
He hasn't finished his 3-story Batman run yet. It's been fucking 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think it means you gave up.
No.
Now, the last thing I kind of wanted to
Not
bring
how it ends.
The last thing I kind of want to bring up with Telltale is, are they taking on too much? They're not that big of a studio. I know they did some hiring, and we reported on it a month or 2 ago. They were bringing in some more talent, but
it's not that much now. Like,
they're promising
not 2 extra project talent.
They're promising this all within 2014. 2013.
They've got 4 franchises running simultaneously.
Yeah, 2013 is over.
Mm-hmm. And they've also said that Sam & Max is not dead.
Yeah.
That's going to come back. I don't know if they still have ties to Wallace and Gromit, because that's been a...
Honestly, this is going to have to be a completely second team, because if you think about it, if one team is doing 2 games, so they're doing Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, which is how it sounds like it is right now.
Yeah, because
you're talking about that's 10 months out of the year.
Those are very visually similar,
Yeah.
Well, I guess they didn't promise much. All they said was Game of Thrones and Borderlands is 2014. So, like you're saying, they could be on this 10-month cycle where literally an episode is releasing monthly, which is brilliant. And then they're covered through October.
Yeah.
And Walking Dead and thing will end. And November and December could be episode 1 of Borderlands and Game of Thrones.
True, yeah.
And they technically didn't lie.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing like they said with Walking Dead last year. I think we didn't get episode 5 until it was a little bit of a delay.
Yeah,
it delayed it
right away. I think it's because they had some rewriting or redoing. They didn't like the ending or something. I don't remember.
I don't know. Kill that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
But essentially, you have to get a second team to put out all this. If you're trying to do this all in, if you're going to release one of these every 2 weeks or so, and then you have about 2 months off for everybody, then you have to get an entire second team to do this, and then you have 2 releases a month.
I'm also under the belief personally that they didn't necessarily pursue HBO or Gearbox. I'm under the mindset that they probably approached Telltale for these.
Which is kind of what I was thinking would be the best way to have done it anyway. Like that's the kind of the pedigree that I feel that they have now, where they don't have to go out. Like, I'm sure they had to go out and get Back to the Future. I'm sure they had to go out and get Jurassic Park.
Walking Dead.
And now you got people coming up to them like, hey, can you do this with our universe?
It's the same thing going back a couple of years with Harmonix, when they used to have to go out to try to get the artists to put the songs.
And then everybody's like, here.
Take it.
Let us make 10 grand doing nothing.
Yeah,
exactly. For our 2 songs or whatever. So I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Let's hop into some final thoughts, yeah?
VGX, you need a lot of work.
Get back on the air at least. Jeez. I think that'll help them out a lot. That's sponsorships. That's a ton of money.
They had ads, and they had a decent stream. They were
You're not paying the same for
quoting
TV time, though.
like over 4 million people on Twitch.
Oh, people are going to show up.
It was trending worldwide on Twitter. I'm not saying it was all positive.
Yeah.
but it was. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to do it streaming.
I guess I'm fine with that, but I think it just has quality dropped in it this year by far. I mean, there wasn't as many.
It's different. I mean, I did like that they didn't do the big stage with like
that's
bullshit
fine.
people who have nothing to do with the video game industry.
Was Samuel Jackson there? I actually didn't see that.
No.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's still disappointing though, because he actually is kind of part of everything ever. Everything ever though.
I liked the scaled down version. I just think they still need to go through and refine it and really make it about video games.
I think they got to go actively go seek some more reveals. I was actually really disappointed because I
just did for the reveals.
Naughty Dog has a history of announcing at the VGAs.
So did Arkham or Rocksteady for Batman and stuff.
Yeah, because Uncharted 2, 3, and Last of Us all had world premieres at the VGAs.
God of War did.
Naughty Dog has a really good relationship with them. And then, was it like 3 weeks ago we got that little 20-second teaser from Uncharted? I'm like, oh, they're going to show it. I was like positive. And then
nothing happened.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, technically we only had, maybe one unveil, two unveils? We had the Joe Danger people. That was
game?
new.
Yeah. The Alan Wake one.
We already kind of knew about Game of Thrones.
I guess,
we didn't know
the Borderlands is new.
So we got 4.
The No Man's Sky, the
Alan Wake
game.
So we got 4.
3.
Everything else was shown.
Oh, I forgot I counted the iOS game.
They got
counted that.
A lot of stuff got new trailers.
Oh, I counted Game of Thrones and the Borderlands one.
Game of Thrones it just got confirmed. It was.
Yeah.
We reported on it.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean,
well, actually, I gave you the news story, so technically Tony did, but I did the work.
Good job.
All right.
So, all right, guys. Let us know what you guys thought about the VGAs in the comments below.
Tell them to let 4 compatible on next year. The host. Be awful.
Okay.
I think we'd be better than fucking the shit they had on there the last couple of years.
Maybe.
At least we have a rapport. They're not sticking 3 random people who've never met before on the stage, and that's just like they have no chemistry, no. I don't know.
I still hate you, Jeff Keighley, but I felt bad for you. You looked miserable.
It blew up in his face. That was his. It was his thing. They gave it to him.
Do you think? Email them. Let them know if it's our thing next year. Let them know we can do it.
All right, guys. This has been episode 96, part 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.